This video's made for adult collectors because I cut my finger while opening this toy. Not on the knife I used to cut the tape, but on the cardboard as I was packing the box up to recycle. I'm such an idiot. Oh, I left Ravage downstairs. Oops. I swear I'm a professional. So I had Bumblebee Soundwave, and he was alright. I don't have him anymore. There were a lot of aspects I wasn't a huge fan of, like the weird shoulders and the way the waist and hips work. Then there's the 301, which I don't have, which is brilliant, not to mention a few third-party ones that I don't have, but like, they're all expensive. Enter Yolo Park making one finally, and man, this is almost everything I wanted from a Bumblebee movie Soundwave toy like this. This is AMK Pro Soundwave from Yolo Park, and this was sent by Yolo Park. Sponsor time. They have a wide range of Transformers products up for sale, and they've got this guy up for pre-order at the time of writing this. And if you use code TOYGUY at checkout, you can save a few bucks off your order. I believe that applies to just the AMK guys and not the pros. Sorry, I don't control what the discount applies to and not. So check them out, link below. Thank you very much for sending this my way. Now back to the actual toy. Full disclosure, this was sent to me for free and it is a pre-production sample, but all the views and opinions are my own and some of the tolerances aren't final, so if something works weird, I'll mention it, but the final shouldn't be like this. All right, legal stuff out of the way. This looks amazing. Yolo Park is really good at doing battle damage, and here is no exception with the flecks of paint that look like they've come off to expose like the bare metal underneath. And they used a brown wash as opposed to a black wash on here to make him look dirty and gritty. Though I will say I think they used a bit too much of the brown wash on the face. You know what? We're at the head, so why not talk about the head? I like everything about this head sculpt except for the visor. I do think it's a tad too thick, but I think that has to do with the way the LEDs work in the head, though mine didn't even come with an LED unit, so I can't show you how it works because pre-production. He does have a mostly complete metal frame inside, so it feels great to hold, not to mention these massive shin guards at the front are die-cast, so he has a very solid lower body. That's how you do die-cast. Lower body, strong sturdy base, doesn't fall over. His chest can open and you can stick this acrylic Ravage inside, but it doesn't fully fit on mine, popping the door off a tiny bit when you close it. I think it just needs to be like a millimeter thinner. It's a cool looking piece though. One other thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the gap between the feet and the legs. Here you can just kind of see the joint and see through it, and there's no detail there. It doesn't blend super well. It makes it look like he's wearing jeans that are a little too short. Who's emailing me? You do actually get a proper Ravage. He's a bit large, but like other than that, I really like this. Same sort of paint wash and battle damage on display here, though the plastic doesn't feel as nice as it does on Soundwave, but that might just be because he's smaller and he's got no metal in him, so it feels a bit weird. I like the head and the sculpted ridges along the back of the body, and even though he is a tiny bit too large next to Soundwave, these two look very good together. Soundwave also comes with a stand, a gun, and several extra hands, two of which are articulated, though one of my articulated hands didn't come with a thumb, because again, pre-production. The stand also doesn't plug into my figure, but I'm gonna say it again, I'm tired of saying that. And Soundwave also does some very interesting articulation things. So a couple of things before I get into the actual articulation. Why did I say it like that? Articulation, there we go. Number one, the waist here, when I do the waist joint, will probably pop off at the middle. This comes off a little too easy, but again, pre-production. The other thing was, mine came with this little clip clear stand, which is cool, but it's very stiff. It's on screws, so I can fix it, but it doesn't plug in anything. It doesn't fit in this hole, and it doesn't go to the other. I don't know what this is or what this is for. I didn't get instructions, right? This came pre-assembled, and this also came pre-assembled. So like, I don't know what this is for or where it goes, but I have this now. And I did try taking the LED unit out of Scourge and sticking it in the head here to sort of like show you, because if there's a space, I didn't get the LED unit, because again, take a shot every time I say pre-production, but it doesn't fit. Scourge's LED unit's a little too thick, so it doesn't fit. But anyways, articulation. The head, extremely nice range. You get so much tilt there and so much up and down, and then it can do a full 360. It's on a ball joint and then another ball joint at the base, so like you get so much range there. The shoulders, they can do a full 360. Shoulder pad can move out of the way. The arms can go out that far. You do also have a butterfly joint, so it pulls forward that much, and it's got some nice ridged detail on the back, which is cool too. You do have a double jointed elbow that bends that far. I wish it could go a little bit further. I kind of wish this armor could shift, but it's cool the way that it goes so far. Wrists are on a double ball joint. Now when you do the wrist swap, the ball joint comes with the wrist. but like the rest of the hands don't have ball joints in them. You gotta like take this out and swap it out. I thought I was missing that and I went, uh-oh. But no, it's you just take this off. Now he does have a waist joint. However, it works weird. You see these hip skirts? They rotate with the waist because just like the Studio Series figure, it's the crotch that rotates and not the waist itself. You do have an ab crunch that can crunch that far forward and not very far back. You get a little bit of side to side, but if you move these panels out of the way, you get even more side to side, which is nice. And then you have sort of like a slight upper rotation as well as the lower rotation. You just move these out of the way and you can get them going all the way out. The legs, they're on drop down hips, so they can shift down and they can go forward full 90. They can go back that far, shift it back up. They can go out that far, but this is on a double hinge, so you move this out of the way and the hip can go out all the way. I like that. I like that inclusion. Now, one thing I did notice was the way that the drop down hips, or pull the whole leg off. So if I bring in Prime here, right? He's got these weird hip skirts that I don't like that pop off, but he does have drop down hips. But the drop down hips only really help the leg go forward 90 around this hip skirt. Here, that's the same thing. However, if you rotate the waist, shift the hip skirt all the way, not like that, all the way down and in, so it's like this, you can then get the leg to go pretty much as high as you'd want it to go to get a really high up knee bend without the hip skirt coming off because it's tucked into here now. I like that. I like the way that works. I think that's really cool and a really nice way to work around that. I still think like the real grade High New Gundam does hip skirts the best, where they just kind of shift to the side to let the leg go forward, but that's a pretty cool solution too. You do have a thigh swivel, though it is a little bit limited by the sculpt. You have a single or double jointed knee that does the Gundam thing. That's so cool. That's so satisfying to watch that work. This one fell off right out of the box and I had to glue it because pre-production. But yeah, that looks very nice. And the ankles can go down, they can go up. You have a slight toe bend. You have foot rotation a little bit. It only goes that far either way. And then you have ankle tilt. So Soundwave is very, very posable. The articulated hands are a thumb, a trigger finger, and a 3-finger split with, well, this one has a tab in the palm to hold the gun. And as you can see, the gun grip is really good on this. He does come with a trigger hand, and this sucks at holding the gun. The articulated hand, though, really, really holds it very well, and I'm surprised by that, because articulated fingers usually don't hold guns well. Oh, and also this. This can rotate, it can go up and down, it can swivel left and right, so you can pretty much put the cannon wherever you want it to go when you're trying to get him into like a shooting pose where he's looking this way. I almost forgot to show Ravage's articulation. His head is on a ball joint, but he can't really look left and right that far, which is a little unfortunate. The mouth can open and close. The legs are on double ball joint, well, a ball joint and a swivel, so they can move around, they can do whatever they want. You got elbow bend, you've got paw joints, those toenails are really sharp. The torso can do this for some reason. No rotation, I kind of wish there was. I can just go up and down. Hips, same sort of deal as the shoulders. Then you have a joint here, and then a joint at the paw. The missiles can rotate and the tail can go up and down. Very squeaky tail. So yes, Ravage. His posing is all right. So yeah, for $60 US, I think you get a lot, and he looks and feels really nice. I was surprised by how much this does in the way of articulation, because the actual CGI model was made in a rush, so it can't really do a whole lot, but this can. You can totally see the elements of Optimus Prime hanging out here, because in the film, this is based off of the Optimus Prime model, but in toy form here, it works. So long as some of the issues are fixed upon release, I would definitely recommend getting one of these. Again, I will say it one more time, this is a pre-production model. It's annoying, I know. So tolerances and paintwork, and like you can see some sprue marks hanging out here because this was assembled in a rush to send to me to get it out as soon as possible. Your figure won't be like that. But that's my look at Yolo Park's AMK Pro Bumblebee Movie Soundwave. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.